What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the next installment. We're going to look at the guide to the online forum discussions. This will go pretty quickly. Should be relatively painless, just so you know. I really think that the online forum discussion is the backbone of this class. There's a lot of interesting takes that we get to take, and I get to get some feedback from you guys about how you are interpreting the history and get you to kind of learn how to research and things like that. So the biggest thing that I want you to take away from, and we'll talk about this later, is not just answer answering what is not really a level of mastery that we need in this class. We need to understand why things happen. You know, understand what was the War of 1812. You need to answer why was the War of 1812. So that's sort of what we're looking for at a college level course versus what you're used to in high school. So this is how it's going to work. Is every week I'm going to give you guys a post, and you're going to go through and you're going to answer it. And we're looking for there's going to be off the wall topics. I might have things where like you play a game. It might be you watch a small video. It might be read something, whatever. But they're all a little different, and it'll kind of go in with whatever we're working on that week. You'll have the entire week by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. right before the clock strikes midnight to answer the question. So that initial post needs to be no less than 2 paragraphs with at least 2 sources. So, 1, make sure you understand what a paragraph is. A paragraph is not taking 3 sentences and then putting a space in between. You know, I don't want to get too much into the semantics of it, but I mean, you're in a college level class, you know, usually paragraphs are 4 to 5 sentences at least. And then the 2 sources, I want you to go through and I want you to find 2 other sources than from the source material. So if I give you a link to watch a video, I don't want you to cite that. You can. I'll know where you got it from. I'd like you to find 2 additional sources. And you know, your next question is for any class is going to be, well, what citation method do I use? And this might shock you, and it's something you're not going to get probably anywhere else, but I don't care. I think that academia is just held down by minutia, and just having you guys waste your time with the right citation. I know that I write articles all the time for journals, and they're very particular about what kind of citation you use. I don't care. If you can send me a hyperlink, that's even better. So, you know, don't stress over the citation. Just make sure it's something that I can find and I can go to and I can see. If it's a book source, that's, you know, make sure that I know what book it is in the page and all that stuff. So, again, you're not really graded on that. You're just graded on having 2 sources. So also you have the initial post you have to have posted, but you're also going to need to respond to 2 peers with a thoughtful question or rebuttal. So one of the big things I always get is people go, I agree with what you said. Great post this week. That's not going to cut it. I need you to say, you know, why you agree with it. That's a great point that you brought up about this. I also agree with that. Or a rebuttal of, you know, I didn't really get that from the reading. Or if you don't have anything like that, you could say like, interesting read, but I've got a question about this. You said, you know, this earlier. You know, what did you mean by that? So asking a thoughtful question, not just well, why? You're going to need a little more than that. I'll take that as well too. So a rebuttal or a question to 2 of your peers also before midnight of the same Sunday evening. So each of these posts is worth 12.5 points for the entire thread. You get points for the discussion and 2 for the responses. So again, real quick, just remember these important guidelines. Read the directions. Not all responses are from the reading. Sometimes you'll need to dig from your assignments. There's some people that I'll ask a question and they'll go off on a tangent to something else. Like, make sure you're answering actually what I asked you. Make sure you say something substantive, again, I agree is not a response. You got to add in the why or the how. Don't just leave it with I agree. Don't procrastinate. You cannot respond to your peers until you post your initial post. I mean, they won't show up for you. So make sure you get your work in early. I've been doing this for a while, and I also was an online student for a while. And most people are going to wait till 10:30 at night. You're not going to put your best work then. Make sure that you spread it out the best you can, and so you're not just rushing at the end and leaving me with I agrees and whatnot. And the quality of work goes down when you don't have a lot of time, especially if you have quizzes and other assignments due that week for me, and among other classes. So if you have any confusion, ask me a question. People do all the time. I try my best to be someone that says what needs to be said in a proper fashion, but sometimes my spelling or grammatical errors are confusing. So yeah, I can fix that. Let me know. And of course, just another clerical thing, make sure that your clarity and tone is good for your assignment. If it doesn't make sense to me, I can't grade it properly. So anyway, here's a grading rubric. You can kind of see what you want. The biggest thing people get marked on points for is that they don't do the 2 responses, or they don't have the 2 paragraphs, or they don't have the 2 sources. So make sure you do that. You can read through these and see what's expected of you. And of course, as always, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to email me, and I'll be able to answer your questions the best I can. So that's all I got for you for this video. If you have any other questions, again, I cannot reiterate enough. Email me, and we'll see you in the next video.